Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Wednesday, December 13th, and TikTok, it is starting to feel like a little bit like Christmas. Oh, Mark, you know what I did last week? I watched a Charlie Brown Christmas. I love it. I still love it. I don't know. Do you watch that with Theo, or is it too boring?
No, I saw that. It's on one of the streaming networks.
Apple.
Is it Apple? Yeah, I want to try and have him sit down and watch it.
Because it's very sweet. It really is. It's just so lovely. And I have to say that I'm still, I don't know, like I'm still kind of like, I guess I feel like it's a little bit of like a different time. And it also feels just so absolutely sweet, and it tells a lovely story. So I'm all into it. I'm saying do it. Okay. Just do it. All right. So what are we doing here? We are not talking just about holidays. We are talking about your life. And I say your life more than your finances, even though I know that we're talking about your financial life. But I want to be clear that we want to hear from you and hear your story directly. And then we can adapt what you want to what's reality. And sometimes that seems far away and sometimes it's easy. But whatever it is that's on your mind, we'd love to hear from you. Just go to jillonmoney.com, click the contact us button, and we'll get your note. It's so easy. So easy. Today, we are joined by Elaine, who's on the line from the Midwest. Hello, Elaine. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me on the show, Jill.
Oh, we are so happy that you're here. So tell us, what can we do for you? What's on your mind today?
So my husband and I are looking at retirement, and I just wanted to kind of run our situation by you and see if you, at high level think we're on track, or if not, if you have some suggestions for us.
Okay. Let's start with an easy one. How old are you?
Okay, I'm 59 and my husband is 64.
Okay. And are you guys both working still?
I semi-retired 2 years ago, so I work part-time and he still works full-time and plans to do that until mid-2024.
He plans to do that until I tell him he's allowed to stop. How much does he earn full-time?
He makes $130 a year.
And what about your part-time?
My part-time, I make $27 a year.
So you said he's going to do this, so he'll retire at the end, like a year from now, the end of 24?
The summer of 2024.
Oh, because we want to have a summer. Thank you very much. Retirement. I'm just writing that down. Summer 24. Okay. Are you entitled to a pension?
Yes. I have a pension that's $13,000 a year.
That's not included in the part-time income, right?
No.
Okay. So $13,000 a year. Got it.
And that doesn't have a COLA, but it is transferable to him if I were to pass. Okay. And then I have a second pension of $23,000 a year. And it does have a COLA, but it's not transferable to him if I were to pass.
You're collecting right now, or you start the clock in the future?
No, I'm collecting now.
Okay. You're loving that.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Tell us about him. Does he have a pension benefit that he'll be entitled to?
No.
That's the wrong answer. I'm done. I mean, forget it. Have you saved up piles and piles of money to make this dream a reality?
I mean, we've saved up some. We've been together 16 years. And when we got together, that's when we really started, saving a lot. So I have $365,000 in a traditional 401k. He has $265,000 in a traditional 401k. Mm-hmm. Then we have $40,000 in an HSA, and we have $110,000 in cash. And then our house is worth about $500,000, and it will be paid off this spring.
If you look at your expenses right now, what do those look like? If you, don't be crazy, but like really, how much you want to live on?
So in retirement, we'd like to live on about $7,500 after taxes.
What's his Social Security benefit?
Here's the question I have. So the strategy is, my Social Security benefit at 62 is around $20,000. Mm-hmm. And we would like to be able to let his ride until he's 70, mm-hmm. and it would be $50,000.
Are you thinking that you go to half of his at his age 70? Is that how you were thinking about it?
No.
Or you're saying you're going to just take yours at 62 and that's that?
Correct.
Well, you don't have to do that. Can we wait? What's your benefit if you wait to your full retirement age?
It's $35,000.
That seems a lot better to me.
I just don't know how to fill the gap between.
Well, let's think about that. So it's okay. So let's pretend that that's what you do. So that's at 67, right? Is your full retirement age. So
my full retirement, sorry. No, my full is 28. I'm sorry.
28,000 and 35 was 70?
Correct.
Okay, let me do that. 28,000. Okay.
And I wanted to say I'll probably work part-time until I'm 65.
Okay, thanks for that.
And I will get health insurance from that. And
okay, that's great. That's good. Okay, so for income wise, we have 36 from the pension, right? We have 27 from part-time, right? And then 20 from Social Security, right? We're at 83. 83 is pre-tax. You want 90 net. So we still have to pull out 25, 30 grand mark. We have to basically drain the 265 grand account because we have to pay tax on that, right? For 5 years. Okay. I guess that's doable. I'm looking at this. I guess it's doable. It's one of the rare instances where I see why you want to do this, the pulling out, claiming early at 62.
See why I called you?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I think you probably can do it, but I'm not sure you're going to be able to do it forever. To semi-retire at 57 is a very, very early retirement, right? I can tell you how it works better. You're going to hate me. Really, you're not, but your husband is. Like, it'll work better if he could work for a couple more years. Does he hate that idea, or do you hate that idea?
He doesn't mind part-time for some more years.
Okay, wait. Could he tell me? Is that something that's possible?
Yes.
If he's willing, okay, here's what I think. If he's willing to work part-time to fund your difference, then I think you're golden. I would rather you not be pulling out too much money. You just don't have that much money in these retirement accounts. And I really do think that if you live until you're 90 years old or whatever, it's really about how old you are. And you know what I'm worried about? When you said to me $7,500 a month after taxes, I don't know. I'm worried that that's going to turn into $9,000 a month after taxes, because that's what happens when people do. You know what I mean? I
do. Yeah.
So I just want to caution you. It's not a slam dunk. You've convinced me that drawing at 62 can work in your case. Everybody else listening, do not necessarily take this as your advice. Okay. But I see how that could work. But there's some danger in this. In years where you see like the markets go down, that's why I don't want to depend on the 401ks, because, in down years and you're pulling money out, it can be pretty daunting for you to be like, okay, we're 78, and, he's 78 and I'm in my early 70s. And like all of a sudden the money in the 401ks is really down. And I'm just concerned that that's going to be an uncomfortable position for you guys to be in.
What about using some of the 110,000 cash to fund some of the difference?
You could, but I love that cash. And, you're not going to have income for a bit. So, I like you having 2 years of like the difference in the bank, right? So I like that. You can use some of it. And maybe it's like he retires. Okay, let's say he retires this year. So essentially we get half a year of income from him. And then the second half of the year, you're like, okay, we're going to travel. We have some money in cash. That's great. He gets back, and maybe we make a pinky swear that in 2025, he starts working again, doing some part-time work. And then I think it works better. I really do. And it's good for him.
Yes, I think it will be too. And I think that's kind of what we were leaning towards, but we just really needed to kind of run it up against somebody else and see if we were thinking it correctly.
I absolutely, I'm so happy you did that, because look at, we're walking through it and I'm like, no, yes. And like, it's hard sometimes. You're kind of on the bubble, but I think it's going to be okay. I do. And as long as you guys are a little flexible on this, it will work okay. That's the thing. When you guys hear me talk about these like game plans, these are game plans, but in reality, conditions on the field change. We're going to change our advice. And so we have to be clear that this is what we think you're going to be able to do. But you know what? It could change, and that's okay. It really is. As long as you guys are willing to, I think that's the big difference when people who are looking for early retirement is that if you're willing to take some risks, knowing the fix is essentially that you're able to work a little bit, delay something, not spend as much money. There are the things that are in your control that will make a big difference here. Okay. Do you have your estate documents done, Elaine?
We do.
Okay, good. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you are thinking about early retirement, you know what always happens? I'll be honest. Of course, what happens is I say, I'm in my late 50s. How am I going to stop retiring? I mean, how am I going to stop working and retire? And I don't really want to, but that's when I get anxious about myself. And I always say to myself, hey, you can always work. Working is good. And if you can find something, maybe it's not the full-time gig that's stressing you out. Maybe it's something else. And just to do a little something. I do think it is good for your head. I really do. I think it's good for your involvement in something. All right, that's it. I'm off. I'm done preaching. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to the Jill on Money live service. That's where you have access to quarterly live webinars and bonus video content. If you join us now, Jill on Money Live, $35 for the next 12 months. Mark's jacking your fee up, so you better pay attention. Join. And of course, subscribe to the free weekly newsletter. It comes out every single Friday. Okay, put your hands metaphorically on someone's back. Put your hands on Elaine's back and hope for the best for her. She's going to rock this, and she is going to be flexible, and that's how we're going to get through this. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.